investment-oriented topics. Things like asset allocation, the basics of investment philosophies, even specific products. Secondly, did you meet with an advisor who maybe did spend some time on investments, but as you think about it, he really focused more on the distribution aspect of retirement, how much money they're going to need, the rate of money. He maybe used a calculator, so it was clear to you in that conversation that his focus was on distribution. And then thirdly, did you have a conversation with someone who may have included those first two, but as you think about it, their primary objective was to have a conversation. Maybe they didn't use the cards, but now as you think about it, they were really in step with what you just went through. They focused on the lifestyle. That from the outset, they didn't care about your portfolio. They wanted to talk about your goals, what your needs might be in retirement, specifically, positively, what your aspirations would be, how you would spend time with retirement. So these 533 individuals were able to identify the primary objective of that particular advisor. Here's the payoff. Let me show you the percentage of investors who gave additional assets to each type of advisor. So to that advisor who spent the majority of the time talking solely about investments, only 4% of these million-dollar clients gave additional assets to the advisor. If they spent time maybe talking about investments but focused more on distribution and the tactics of retirement income, a very important topic, almost a quarter were motivated to give additional assets. But this is incredible. Look what happens when you meet with someone who will get to the numbers, but they won't get to the numbers until they find out what your aspirations are, what your goals in retirement are. 66% of those 533 clients gave additional assets in the next quarter to year to that advisor that focused on lifestyle. I don't know how many of you might be interested in selling multiple products to clients. We all know that as you sell multiple products, the stickiness of your client is retained. And so look what happens in the same vein. As you move up from just talking about investments to actually lifestyle, you move from 1% chance of getting additional assets to 57%. The lifeblood of any practice is referrals. We built a whole program around this called referrals that you need to learn, Vincent. And when you talk about investments, there are so many other people doing the same thing that very few people have any interest in introducing you to someone else about that conversation. But the likelihood of referrals obtained from an investor who was engaged in a lifestyle-oriented was 4 times as great. So said another way, talking about these cards, and when I say talking about these cards, I mean talking about answering the specific question of what is your retirement going to look like, results in 66% more assets, 50% more products and services, and 4 times the referrals. Anyone interested in turbocharging their business in that way? Now you may be saying to yourself, well, has this train already left the station? Am I late? Is this a trend that's been going on and I'm just now trying to play catch up? Well, as we have looked across the U.S., what we found is that in a rough, broad study of advisors across the country, across all channels, 53% of investors, of advisors, still maintain as their prime course of conversation investments or portfolios. A colleague of mine just saw his advisor recently. You know what his first question was? It wasn't, how are things going, or has your life changed in any way? It was, have you seen your portfolio recently? And there are 53% of advisors who are just like him. Now there are certainly a growing number of advisors who understand the power of retirement income and how much attention that can gather. But what's really interesting is only 9% of advisors are focusing primarily in their conversation on what the client's going to do in their retirement. That soft topic that we already proved drives assets is only really a priority for 9% of clients. Let's stop there. Good.